Hey, Coach. Good to see you.
Hello.
I got two questions.
Okay.
What has the last 40 hours or so been like for you?
Kind of eerie, you know. I mean, it was. I think the uncertainty. It's even weird to be back tonight. You know, we have the same locker room, same court. You know, so even same coach's locker room. So it's kind of eerie. Um, you know, I think the other night was incredibly difficult. Just from getting to the arena and thinking we were playing a game to just the conversations that were going on, the uncertainty, the idea that we were going to play, then we weren't going to play, and then just trying to feel out how the players were feeling and feel out how we were going to move forward and if we were going to move forward, and being sensitive to that, and like I stayed in constant communication with Elizabeth Williams, in regards to like what's being too sensitive, what's being not sensitive enough, what should we be doing as a team. And so it's just weird, that it kind of played out this way.
And the second question is, Kennedy's listed as probable. I'm guessing she might be playing tonight. Is there a limit on her minutes, or is she back to what she was before the injury?
Yeah, she'll be limited based on, how much in shape she is. I mean, I think that there's no real obvious limitations. I haven't been told she's got 2 minutes at a time or 4 minutes at a time. But I think her conditioning is going to dictate that. As she starts to get tired, we'll probably get her a blow, but she will start.
Thanks, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
Leah Secondo, go ahead.
Thank you. Coach, along with those lines, what did you and the team do yesterday? Did you give them space? Did you guys work on things? How was that time used?
Yeah, we gave them space. Yesterday was truly a day off for them, really for all the teams. And, obviously we had we had an open time, practice time. So we had 5 players that showed up just to get shots up. And with Kayla Davis as a part of the roster now, we fortunately had 5 players and we had 3 guards and 2 posts, so we could walk her through some 5-on-0 stuff. But that was all voluntary. I got a good workout in, and I just left it up to the players. I told them we could do a team dinner and play Pictionary. We could do a team dinner and talk about it, or if they just wanted time and space and to be on their own. And it was kind of a mixed bag, but ultimately we just kind of let them have their space. And so we had no prep. Fortunately, Minnesota's a team we played, Sunday, but we had no prep yesterday for Minnesota. And so, the only prep we did was shoot around today.
So along with that, Coach, could you give me some of your keys for tonight then?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, toughness is a big thing when you play them. Minnesota hit us hard early. We're really aggressive. We couldn't run offense. We couldn't get into offense. We couldn't initiate offense. And so, we've got to be tougher at the point of attack, whether it's at the offensive end or defensive end. And they're the number 1 offensive rebounding team in the league. So we have to take care of the basketball, and we have to keep them off the glass. Nafisha's basically the best offensive rebounder in the WNBA, and it's not because she's the fastest, the tallest, the longest, the quickest, the bounciest. She just consistently goes, she consistently goes. And so she's always around the rim.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Aislinn Jowers, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. In past games, this team has been a second-half team. What is the plan to get more in the game starting earlier in the first half?
I don't know if that's true. I mean, I think that when you look at some of our games, we've gotten off to quick starts, 11-3 lead. Big start against LA, certainly against Minnesota. We were really bad at the start. We've actually executed for the most part coming out on our first plays and kind of those scripted actions. But I think having Kennedy back in the lineup will put pressure on the D. Hopefully we can get some actions early in transition, and a lot of it is really being dialed in to game plan. When you look at some of our slow starts, some of them have been predicated on giving up offensive rebounds and turning the basketball over. I mean, we just can't turn the basketball over. And so hopefully having our point guard back will help remedy some of that.
And Chantel Jennings, last question.
Hey, Nicki, question for you. Laisha Clarendon was on a panel earlier this week where she said that she's kind of felt the shift this season from activism to organizing for the WNBA, and that's been really cool. I was curious what it's like as a coach to sort of be there, not just with your own players, but because of the bubble with all of the players, to sort of see them become organizers in this way.
Yeah, I mean, there's only one way to kind of describe, being here. It's summer camp. You just kind of feel like you're away from home. And, I mean, last night the officials were playing spades and asked me if I wanted to jump in. And I, needed to prep for Minnesota. But I think there's a camaraderie amongst coaches and staff and officials. And, I mean, I think that we don't sometimes realize that, with what's going on in our world right now, the fact that this was even created for us, that we're getting to do this, and I know that was part of the WNBA's message yesterday, that, even though our players are for sure hurting, part of their commitment was to come here, that they could have stayed home, they could have opted out, but the ones that chose to come here, there's still a season to finish. And it doesn't mean that they're not hurting. It doesn't mean that, being a part of something bigger than basketball isn't still like right there at the forefront of their mind. And I think what you saw is them feel like they needed to regroup, that we'd passed the midway point in the season, and, they thought a lot about the activism side coming into this. And then all of a sudden you get here and you're playing every other day, and it's like Groundhog's Day, and so it's hard to, kind of stay in tune to the other things that were part of the plan coming into this. And so I think this was a little bit of a reset button for a lot of the players, from the leadership, from the executive committee, in terms of, hey, we came here to play basketball and we want to finish, we want to finish that because we committed to that. But we also, definitely do want to regroup and figure out ways that we can be better. And, we had a coaches meeting, which included entire staffs last night, to really ourselves kind of talk about that and what can we do and what can we do in support of our players, in terms of what's important to them, whether it's voting, whether it's the census, those type of things. How can we help them?
All right, thanks, Coach.